that's my dad looking at land for his house. I'm so excited. Maybe. I don't know. It looks like he might be buying a house today, y'all. I don't know. We shall see. I can't believe it's gonna happen. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. Okay, Matthew. This is my brother Matthew, the one in the middle. The right is Christian. You all know who Christian is. Matthew, what did you think when they said, Matthew, you finally have a sister? She's 31 years old. What?
I was kind of like, wait, is this like a joke? No.
This one.
What?
You thought it was a joke?
No, I was like,
No, it's not.
But when you met, what did it feel like when you met her?
Yeah, what did you feel like when you met me?
Move.
Good? Oh, that's good.
that's why I said, you want some candy?
They change.
So,
So,
you've always wanted a sister,
yes.
but you wanted a
I've
little
always
sister.
I wanted I have always wanted a little sister, but it's really cool having a big sister because you could do a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can boss you around.
Yeah.
It's more like you boss me around. Hey, go get me some orange juice.
I only told you that like once.
Aw, you're so cute, Luke. So what has been your favorite thing that we've done? Like,
Maybe. I don't know. We've really stayed in a lot. Well, I'm not like maybe the most. We have stayed in a lot.
we have.
But maybe some of the things that I really liked is like going in the backyard, or maybe going to the pool was really fun the other day.
That was fun.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about your sister?
Well, I just got to know you, so
So far.
I like that you look just like my dad.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Sorry that it took me a long time to say that.
It's okay.
I like had it right there in there.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
What?
Is it annoying to have us around?
Absolutely not. I think you know that. You know that answer.
Yeah.
What has been one thing that you have had trouble with? Maybe like emotionally, have you had trouble processing the fact that you have a 31-year-old sister?
No.
That it just kind of like was a big surprise? Were you very shocked?
Yeah, a little.
But it wasn't like tough on you? It's okay, be honest. Because you'll help other people.
No, I was very like cool about it, but like my other brothers, they were like crying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, stop crying.
Do you think they were crying because they were like excited, or like they were nervous, or?
I wasn't nervous or I was excited, but I was like, cool. I have a sister.
Just
now.
like, yeah, all right. Very cool. Do you have anything to say to everyone? This angle makes me look really big.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
It really does.
Sorry that it took me a long time to talk, just like that, where I kind of stuttered for a couple seconds, but
You're doing good.
y'all meant what I got. I mean, what I meant.
Yeah.
Y'all meant.
We got you.
What I said.
All right. I don't know. I guess that's it.
I guess.
What else should I ask him?
Well, Luke, do you remember when Dad told you that you had a sister? You were like, does this mean she's moving in? Do you remember that part?
I do remember that part.
That was your only concern. You wanted to make sure that there were going to be...
You don't want me to move in?
No, it's just that I didn't know you before. And also one thing is that I wasn't trying to be mean, but I was just kind of like, I had a sister, like, I know that I had a sister up there, but my birthday was on the 10th, and we knew about her on like the 2nd, and then it was like the 6th, It was the 8th.
You didn't want to share birthday time
It
with
was
me.
the 7th when we got there, and then it was the 8th the next day. So there was 2 days until my birthday. But I just wanted to I wanted to leave on the 9th so we could come back for my birthday, because I don't have a lot of friends, but I have cousins and stuff that
Let me ask you this: are you upset that you spent your birthday here with me instead?
Well, at first I was kind of, but on the first day there, but then the second day
he was very upset. Let me tell you.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
By the second day, I was like, I want to spend my birthday here.
Yeah.
Because
actually, that is how it went.
Fun.
The first day, you were super concerned. You wanted to go back, and then after we got to know each other for a couple days, you were like, "I'm good. Let's stay here."
Yeah.
Very cool. I don't mind it.
You love being on video?
Absolutely.
He brought a chair for you.
One.
One at a time? Come on. You're an ox. Okay.
Hello. How are you guys?
Getting to know the Lopez'S.
Getting to know the Lopez'S. I will be your interviewer today. I am the evil
Are
stepmother.
you serious?
She
can edit all that out. Okay. So
I'm not.
we have people who have lots of questions, who want to know what you guys have experienced and what you have gone through, because they are going through this journey as well, or because they know someone who is, or they just want to know. They just want to know. So we're going to ask a couple of questions, and then if you have questions you want to add, you can add them in as well. So Luke and I will serve as your moderator tonight.
Fantastic.
Okay, so we'll start with Lenny. Lenny.
Don't make the question too tough, please.
I won't. Let me ask you this. So being your wife, I know that I am.
I thought you were the moderator.
I'm the moderator and I'm your wife.
Moderator.
I'm both. I'm both. I multitask, okay? So let me ask you this. I know that just because I live with you and we'll video chat with her, or one thing that we've done is a lot of Marco Polo, which is like video where we can go back and forth and video chat. And when you watch a lot of that in replay, you oftentimes just sit there and you'll pause it and you'll just stare and take it in, and you analyze her face.
She's
and
starting to make me emotional.
And you cry.
because you're reminding me of what, I would look, because I'm still in awe. I have a beautiful daughter. She's so level-headed. She's smart. She's a beautiful family. And I just, there's sometimes there's part of that. I'm very inquisitive of who she is. So, it's been 3 months. We come out. We see each other. We try to hang out and just to get to know each other, and there's still so much to know. You can't cram everything in 3 months, 31 years.
Do you feel like you have to make up for 31 years of lost time?
Well, at the beginning, I was thinking, how do I make up for 31 years?
31 birthdays.
Yeah, 31 birthdays. You don't. Trust me. I was asking Crystal.
I
was asking
your new wife's name is Crystal.
Yeah, Crisco. I was asking my wife over and over, what do I do? Do I get her, start from the very beginning?
Chris said, get her a Louis Vuitton.
I did say that.
Get her a birthday present every year. Every day for 31 days, and then start from the very beginning on what I would have gotten her, and just do something like that.
That would have been so cute.
And we thought about it and talked
Especially
about it.
Especially if it was a Louis Vuitton.
Right now,
if it ended in a Louis Vuitton. Sorry.
The last gift 31. So let me ask you this. What is the day that you had the phone call with her, when you read the message and then you called her? What day was that?
Why does she want to keep on going back to the emotional?
What day was that?
February 2nd, between 3 and 4 o'clock. And it was like my life changed for the positive, and within
in like an instant. You just opened a mail.
But the thing is, it's just boom. It was instantly. I knew I had a daughter.
Boom, you got a baby.
And I knew it wasn't like, it's like, who's this person saying that they're looking for their dad? It was almost like I knew I have a daughter.
Well, you were reading the story and you're like, oh yeah, my parents had a pizza place. I know this. Oh wow.
I'm looking
Wait
for
a
my
minute.
dad. This story looks familiar. I'm
Did
like,
your heart just like,
no, my heart didn't do nothing.
Like,
My,
you
my
know-
brain was going, what the heck is going on?
you know how like
And I
sometimes
was like-
like you find out bad news or good news or like exciting news and your heart just kind of like goes like,
I couldn't process all those.
no.
It wasn't bad, good, nothing. I just couldn't process it. So what happened was going through my mind. It's like, I really have a daughter. That was the first thing, and it wasn't even thinking of she's a baby. She's what, I was just like,
Well, you knew I wasn't a baby.
oh my God. Well, I knew that, but no, nevertheless, I was like, it felt unreal. First of all, I had the flu. That day, I had the flu so bad. And then all I could do is do this.
You had the flu for like 2 weeks.
Kelsey, I did. But Kelsey, let me tell you something. All I could do is look up at God and say, okay, God, this is the greatest thing. And I can't believe you're playing a joke on me. You're going to kill me. I just found out I have a daughter. And then I die of the flu. You know what I mean?
my gosh.
That's the
Drama.
ending I had for my life.
Drama.
I was like, oh my God.
So back
This
to
is where
the
it ends.
original
Thanks,
question.
God.
That is so
I was
something
like,
I would say.
Your time is up. The moderator says your time is up for that part of the question.
fantastic.
Here's what I really want to know. Here's why I brought up February 2nd. So even though you do feel like 31 years has been lost and you can't make that up and you can't turn back time and all we can do is move forward, how other people there are other people who are going through the same thing that you guys are going through. So how do you plan to make February 2nd an important day in your life and a day that means something forever?
Is that my new birthday?
Actually, I how I describe it to people, and I tell people all the time, from work and I'm talking, I tell them the day I met her was the day she was born to me, because it was totally a rebirth, rebirth. I want people to hear that, rebirth to me. And it's because
why do you say rebirth and you want to make sure you emphasize that? What do people think you're saying?
Sometimes you can't hear it, and I don't know what it sounds like, but
Reaper?
rebirth.
It was a reaper?
Rebirth.
So what will February 2nd, will it hold significance to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I watched all these little rugrats in my
Can I ask a
17 and
question?
my
One
30-year-old be
second.
born, and I didn't get to see my daughter be born. But I honestly, that was the day of bonding for me to meet when I met her. And it was 4 days later. So I know it sounds creepy.
I think it was 6 days or 5 days. It was something. I think it was actually 6 days.
Was it?
So we have some questions for Kelsey as well. Are you done answering that question,
No.
sir? Okay, keep
You
going.
let
I
me
could ask a
say
question.
everything. But
Yes,
the
you
thing
can ask.
is the day I got to hold her in my arms, I could have just held her like this, because it was truly, even she had no shoes on, and I got to count her toes just like my babies when they were born. And so
and say, that's our feet.
that's our feet, and it really was. I mean, you can see our
No,
feet. I have
don't.
beautiful feet.
So, Luke, you had a question. Was it for Kelsey?
It was for
Come here, Luke.
Dad.
Okay. What is your question for Dad? Don't stand in front of Kelsey. Move over. Get in the middle.
Get out of here. I just wanted to say, I know,
You just wanted to say what?
I know that you really wanted to see her, but how was it to know that she looks almost exactly like you?
And I
Gee,
tell people
thanks,
that.
Luke. I'm
No,
just
I do.
kidding.
I tell people that all the time. That she looks like me too. And,
Don't tell me what you really say.
yeah, I won't say that one.
What?
No, it's part of me. I gotta say what. No, it's my
Nick's
daughter
being
looks
creepy.
like. Yeah. No. I don't have the.
Oh, don't say
the
it. I know what you're
features
going to say.
of a
Don't say it.
woman. Yeah, I should
Don't
say
say
it.
it. Don't say it. Don't
And
say
the thing is that my daughter looks gorgeous, and it's not because she just looks like me, but there's a lot of things I see in her mom. I could see some things in her mom. I really can. But
By the way, how was it meeting my mom?
Mhm.
oh, that was
So they just
really
met
tricky.
yesterday.
That was tricky.
It wasn't bad.
No,
It was good.
it was good. I know a lot of people on your website was like, "Oh my God, where was he all these years? He was." Well, guys, I didn't know. I had no clue. Guys will never know if they had a daughter. You know, I mean,
You know that there's a possibility, but honestly,
right,
like
yeah.
it could happen to anybody.
We have
It's a
to move
bug
on from
crawling.
here.
Is that a water bug on your
And-
foot, Mom?
It's so funny because wherever we go, like we ate dinner at what was it yesterday?
Olive Garden.
Olive
We went
yeah.
to Olive Garden.
Oh
And
yeah.
our waiter actually went through a similar situation, except that the outcome was a little different.
It wasn't as good. Like he still hasn't met his father. It's been 6 years, but he knows that
He knows his story
because the
though, really.
wife wasn't as accepting, and so soon we'll do an interview with Crystal.
When my hair's curled and I have
She wants to curl
great
her
makeup
hair.
on.
And
Yes.
that way she can give some insight on what it's like coming from that side, and just give her perspective of the situation and maybe some advice to those struggling with it. I
Mhm.
think you handled it so beautifully, and I'm so blessed that he is married to somebody who's very understanding, very selfless, and just a superstar.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, it's so funny because when Crystal,
Ask for the keys.
when I first told Crystal, her first response was, "How old is she?" And I said 31. She goes, "Oh, I was expecting this." I was like, "What?"
Well,
And
I
immediately
mean,
she got on the phone and was talking to Kelsey.
so I can say this, and we can talk about this more in depth when
Let's
you and
move
I
over.
do
Yeah.
talk. But, you know, honestly, my husband and I have both been married once before, and
There's always a possibility.
they're
Except for you.
we both had
No.
lives before each other, and so this is something that potentially can happen to anyone who has been with partners before their marriage. So, you know, so questions for Kelsey. Kelsey,
11 minutes and we just got to
what is it like for you to see your dad and to see yourself in him? Because I see what he goes through when he sees another
yeah.
golden nugget. Like when he's like, "Oh my gosh," and her hairline. I know
Yeah.
that was weird, but
So like that's something
I don't know if
that
I
I
can
always
afford it.
said like was so hard for me. Like I always said I cannot wait to have kids because I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna see myself in them. I want to see my daughter in my husband. Like I know that sounds weird, but it's just something that I always long for, you know. And like
You do have
my
that.
daughter looks exactly like
Right,
my
she
husband,
does.
and it's beautiful because that's her daddy, you know, and she can see herself in him and see her other half. Like I see myself in my mom, but I never had that. It was never able to see myself in my father, and it was just
These kids are fighting.
it doesn't change like my love for the dad who raised me. He was amazing and incredible, and I think that he will always hold a special place in my heart. But it's just that longing to know, to see, to feel like my other half, and it's so like you can't even describe the feeling that you get when you finally get that, and you've been waiting for that your whole life.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
It's
figure
it was so
for
surreal.
me, she knew about she had a biological dad out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But for me, and then all of a sudden to find out actually 32, because you got to,
Yeah.
you know, but you know, many years later, and I'm 51. That is a shock. First of all, very accepting. I accepted really quickly, you know, accepted the whole
comedian
thing.
of the family.
But it was truly
There's never been a moment of doubt for you.
no, never, not even one bit.
Since
One
finding
bit.
out, there's not
Yeah.
been a moment of doubt at all.
I had family.
And I know that some people may wonder, like, have we done a DNA test separate from Ancestry? The answer to that is no, but we really don't need to. Like,
We're even having family members take additional
we've
tests.
had family
We're
members.
wondering if it was because
Yeah.
they want to find out if there really is a connection.
I'm just following
Oh, she's good. She was getting something out of the car.
security
So
because I could just see it now and now.
Here, come here.
Now, where are my keys?
Well, you don't know how to open it.
When a kid
Look
takes
right
off
here.
the keys, forget about it. I've been
Yeah.
experienced. I've been experienced
All right, you're
a
good.
long time.
Go get it.
Grandpa, would you like
and-
to
and- and-
Grandpa, would you like to
this
be interviewed?
This is my dad.
No, I don't want to be interviewed.
When
Yes,
you
you
first
do.
heard about Kelsey, when I told you within 2 hours about Kelsey, and I was explaining to you, what did you think?
I
mean,
thought that something happened to the kids. I started worrying. I said, "What happened, lady? Talk to me, lady."
stop.
I have a daughter. I said, "What are you? What are they? She can't have no more kids." You know, Crystal can't have no more kids. How? When was the pizza place? Then I remembered, yeah. They were all pretty.
Why would he say that?
And they were all pretty. But I didn't know my son was having more activity than me and his mama.
Okay, you're gonna have to take that back.
No, I'm leaving that in.
No, that
I'm
stays
leaving
in.
that in.
That stays in.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Okay, we got the
Let's share
keys.
something
She
really
got the
nice,
keys.
but
Okay,
never
she got your keys.
All
Okay.
right.
She
Great.
ready
Can you
to...
shut the door,
Love you.
please?
Bye.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Grandpa,
Okay.
you're being cut out of the interview.
All right,
Goodbye.
good.
Get out.
I'm totally leaving that in.
You should totally leave that in.
Oh yeah. I am. Okay. So yeah, seeing myself and my dad, that was huge for me. That was just like, I think that the moment I saw him and saw myself in him is when I just broke down, and I just couldn't stop saying like, "Oh my God, I'm looking at you." Oh my.
So the
We were
time-
looking at each other on Facebook.
Facebook. And we were
Okay.
like,
So the first time that you physically saw each other,
Oh,
it was
Yes.
it was a Facebook
There was no doubt.
phone call, video chat,
Yes.
right? Facebook
Oh, yeah.
video chat. Which
And-
how amazing is technology that before we could get
Yeah.
here, you guys were able to do that and
Within,
to see
like,
each other.
20 minutes of talking on the phone, telling the story and freaking out, we were able to FaceTime each other, and I got to see my brothers, and they all were there, and Crystal was there, and
you
Crystal
can hear me call Grandpa and Grandma, right?
called Grandma and Grandpa, and Crystal gets on the phone and goes, "She looks just like Lenny."
Mhm.
Even my older brother, one of my older brothers, Danny, and his wife, she's passed since,
Oh, I know.
and
I got
but
to
she
meet
was.
her through
They were
FaceTime.
they were laughing and they were like, "Oh my God, she looks just like Lenny." Little Billy Crystal.
Real quick, ask Nick. Mid-rhyme.
Nikki, what is it like for you having a sister? So all these years, anytime, because we have so many boys, so there are 8 boys total, 2 of them that are grown and 6 of them that are still at home. So Nicholas, the very immediate question that people always say is, "Oh, how many boys? Oh, no girls?" And we've always said, "No,
Always.
no girls. No, God
I'd be like,
didn't want us to
no.
have a daughter." And so now that's different. And do you catch yourself having to say,
yeah.
"Actually, I have a sister"?
I go, yeah, we're just actually.
At church, that happened too.
And then I go, yeah, we actually have a sister. And I go back to the story. It
To
takes
see.
a while.
And you share the story.
Nick, how did you feel when you first found out? Like when Dad said you have a sister, how did he tell you?
I can. Yeah.
He just came out and said,
Just come
guess
out.
what? You have a sister. I went, mind blown. And I was like,
Mind blown.
my eyes were watering a little. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And I thought my dog was a rag, so I took him, was washing my, kind of like going like
Your
this with
dog?
my eyes. Yeah, because McCoy was right there, and I was going, you can ask me. And I was going like this, and there's hair all over, like, where the water was. I was like, this ain't a rag. So I was kind of like going like this, and I went, really?
Why did it make you emotional to have a sister? Because you've always wanted one?
Because I knew Dad was wanting one, and it finally happened.
Happened.
But like, did you realize how old I was gonna be?
I was thinking the same thing about Mom. Like, if she was 2, there's a problem. If she's a little older, then I can
So you knew that right away? Like if they
Yeah.
were young, there's an issue here.
That's what I was
Mom
thinking.
might be mad.
Yeah.
Well,
And so, like, how did you feel when you first met me? Like, when you first saw me, what was your thought? Like,
I was-
driving up here, what was your thought?
I was like nervous a little bit. Yeah, I was going back and forth in the car, freaking out, going, what does she think? And
But meanwhile, on the inside, she was over there doing
yeah,
this.
she's going like this, and Luke going, oh, she's waving. And Luke started doing this, and she was going,
She's waving. She wasn't
didn't say
waving. She was doing this.
it was like
I was
Matthew
fanning
and Luke.
myself because I felt like I was gonna
She was
pass
gonna
out.
faint.
that is so
But
funny.
meanwhile, truthfully, I was like, "But how about if she doesn't like me?"
You were
I
so
was
afraid
so
you were gonna
afraid.
disappoint.
What if I disappoint her? Yeah.
because I'm just Lenny. I'm not.
That is
anything
what you kept
special.
saying.
I'm just
Mhm.
me. Just
But you know what? What do you say to that, Kelsey? For a dad who is
Sophia, stay over
concerned, for a dad who's concerned that, what if I don't live up to her expectation? Or what if I, what would you tell someone in that situation?
We're human. We're all gonna disappoint someone at some point. It's not about being perfect. It's not like, I don't think any child out there is looking for their parent to be perfect. They're looking for them to accept them
Look,
and love
Mom, there's
them.
that water bug I told you I
and
thought I saw on your
just-
foot.
Be the best
I'm
you
kidding,
can be and be you, and that's all that we're really looking for. I don't think that I feel like everyone is going to disappoint us at some point, and we know that, you know, like,
because we're not perfect.
The only one who's not going to disappoint us is the Lord. Hold on to God's promise, because even though it may not be what we expected it to be, and we're not sure what God is going to give us and what that's going to look like, He's always got a good plan in store for you. No matter what it seems like now, putting your faith and trust in Him, you're always going to get, He's always got like a bigger plan. Like He's got something greater, because our story has really been turned to good and has helped so many people, has reunited families, has brought
people to question.
There's just been a lot. If we look at the big picture instead of just us and how it's affected just us two, looking at it, the big picture, you see why God does what He does.
And I think at some point we do have to talk about, now may be early to do that, but at some point we have to talk about letting go of that burden of holding that 31 years as, as something that holds you down. And
okay, whoa. I could tell you that right now. It's not holding me down. But you have to think about it. You can't just not think about it and just avoid it from your mind.
Right, you have to process it.
I process it, but the thing is that it helps me process it even better when I start knowing that you went to the same middle school I did. You went to the same Clark High School that I did. You've done things in the same halls that I got to do. I mean, you know, you've probably seen some of the same teachers. I'm sure there's at least one or two teachers that are there that were there when I was there. You know, it has to be. You know, some old teachers there, right? So, and there were young teachers when I was there. So
she's been out of school for 13 years, right? Almost 15 years. Let me ask you guys this.
It wasn't that long.
It's getting too dark to keep recording for too much longer. Okay. So I want to ask you guys this. If you had passed each other, because we are here all the time.
Yeah.
So
we would pass your house.
Look at one another. If you had passed each other at La Cantera, or if we had passed each other at a restaurant,
you were friends with some of your older brothers.
Do you think that you would have recognized yourself in him and vice versa?
I think so.
I think so. Right away. We knew right away when we
you would have known you were family.
I knew right away on his Facebook picture. Yeah. I was like, "That's my nose. That's right here. Like that's me. That's a man. That's me.
That's a man version of me."
I mean, and even my husband looked at it and was like,
"Oh my God, no doubt.
That's got to be him."
So he doesn't look at you the same.
It's dark.
I know.
It is super dark. Do you want me to show you how dark it is, and you can
all
edit
right,
this out?
You're out. Cut.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye, Felicia.